Welcome to Temple Builders Carpentry. Temple Builders, we problem solvers. Temple Builders, safety first. Okay, Temple Builders, today we talking about calculating total rise and true rise. Okay, now if you look at my whiteboard I got right here, let me describe what you're looking at. Okay, what we got right here is the framing for a gable roof. You can tell it's a gable roof. I got two sloping sides right here, right? So the gable roof is made up of 2x6 rafters. Okay, I have a ridge board in the middle. Okay, a ridge board is a non-structural member. Okay, a ridge beam is a structural member. Okay, of course we sitting on top of our wall framing. I got an exterior wall right here, double top plate. Okay, we got the bird's mouth cut out of the rafter. If you haven't seen my video about what is a bird's mouth, you need to go watch that, okay, before you watch this. Now, we're talking about true rise, okay, and total rise. Okay, let me explain some more things before we get into that. If you look right here, look at the dimensions of how wide this structure is right here, right? We got 17 foot. That's called the total span. So this structure from outside wall to the outside wall, right, is 17 foot. Now exactly half of that is 8 foot 6 inches, and that's called your total run. Okay, from your outside wall, right, to exactly half of your structure. Look how it's running through my ridge board right here. Okay, 8 foot 6 inches. Okay, so first of all, let's calculate true rise. Okay, so before we do that, let's look at this right here. You see my diagram right here? This let me know right here that I got a 8 pitch. You know, if you look at a roof, try to determine what pitch it is. Okay, this is an 8. Okay, and what this basically means is that, let me say it, this is an 8-12. And what this basically means that for every 12 foot running in on the horizontal towards my ridge board, I'm gonna go up 8 inches. So I'm gonna come in on the horizontal 12 inches, and I'm about to go up 8. Come in on the horizontal 12 inches and go up 8. Okay, and let's calculate true rise. Okay, now in order to get that, in order to get true rise, we're gonna have to take our unit rise, or our pitch, okay? And we're gonna have to know the total run of our structure, which we know is 8 foot 6 inches, right? Got my calculator right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our unit rise, which is 8, right? 8 times our total run, which is 8 foot 6 inches. But we're gonna convert that into its decimal equivalent. Okay, so we do know that 6 inches is exactly half of 12 inches. So this converted to its decimal equivalent would be 8.5. So 8 times 8.5. Let me put that in my calculator. Put that in my calculator, okay? 8, which is our unit rise, times 8.5 equals 68. So that's our 68 inches. That's 68 inches right there. So what that's saying right there is, okay, see it says C cut right here? See how this line comes over from the top of our wall, okay? Go up 68 inches. What we're doing is, with our true rise, this is what we're trying to calculate, our true rise. What we're doing is, we're seeing where to position our ridge board. Okay, let's convert our 68 inches over into feet. Okay, so we're gonna take 68, okay, divided by 12 inches. What that give us? 5.666 continue. 5.666 continuously. Okay, now what we gotta do is We know the 5 is 5 feet. 5 feet. We're gonna convert the 0.666. We're gonna convert our decimal into a fraction, okay, or into inches. Let me see. So we're gonna take the 0.666, right? And we're gonna times that times 12. That equals 7.992. So what we're gonna do is the 7.9, okay, the 0.9, if it's 5 and above, you round it up. So instead of put the 7.9, we're gonna make it 8. So we're dealing with 8, 5 foot, right? 8 inches. 5 foot. All I did was converted my 0.666 over into inches, and it came out into 8 inches. So now I got 5 foot 8 inches as my true rise. Okay, 5 foot 8 inches as my true rise. Okay, so all that's letting me know is where to position my ridge board. Okay, now if I got my exterior walls and stuff built, okay, I can put a 2x4, attach a 2x4 to the front of my structure right here, have it running vertically this way, holding up the end of my ridge board. Okay, I had to do the same thing on the back, and you have another support in the middle, in between your ridge board. Okay, holding it up so you can place your rafters. But let's continue on. Now we got our true rise. We was able to get our true rise because we knew our total run, which is half of our building, and we multiplied those together when we got our unit rise right here. Let's continue on. Now, if you look right here, this is the formula for getting your total rise. Okay, we got our true rise. So the formula for getting our total rise is total rise equals, open parentheses, right, your true rise plus your stand or your half, close parentheses, minus your drop at ridge. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the drop at ridge in a minute. So here we go, total rise. Now we know we got our true rise is 5 foot 8 inches. We just calculated that. We put that in there. Plus the stand. The stand is your height above plate. Look right down here. It says that 4 1/4 inches. Look at my dimensions right here. If you had seen my video dealing with what is a bird's mouth, you'll know that right here at the corner of the double top plate, depending on what size rafters you're using, in this case it's 2x6s, right here at the corner of my double top plate, the amount that's left of your rafter when you cut your bird's mouth, or this will be your heel cut, because your heel cut and your seat cut makes your bird's mouth, and the amount of stock that's left above your heel plumb line, okay, in this case it's 4 1/4 inches. It's called your height above plate, and that varies depending on what size rafters you're using. But in our situation, we're using 2x6s, so it's 4 1/4. So we got the true rise being 5 foot 8 inches plus our stand, which is 4 1/4. All right, so it's minus a 1/2 inch at your ridge drop. Okay, let's talk about the drop at ridge. Okay, so if you look here, okay, so when we calculated our true rise, okay, it's coming from the corner of this exterior wall right here, our true rise. When we first calculated by the math, and look at my dashed line, my dashed red line. Okay. So from here, this will be your 5 foot 8. From this line right here, which would be right here at the top of your exterior wall. From here up, or on down, or from here up to about right here. See where this dashed red line at? That would be 5 foot 8. So in real life, if you just were gonna use your true rise, and place your ridge board, and you put the tip of it right here where my dash line is, you put the tip right here. Just by using your true rise, you're gonna be too short. You're not gonna make it, okay? So that's why you gotta use, or you gotta add your height above plate. See this little dimension right here? Your heel plumb line. And that varies depending on what size stock you use. If this was a 2x10 rafter, the stand or the height above plate would be more than 4 1/4. Okay. Now, let me continue from there. So when you put your height above plate, once you add your height above plate, you're gonna move up to, you see my X right here where this X is intersected, and this line right here, this top line. Okay, it's going right through the point of the X, the intersection. Okay, you'll put your ridge board right there. Okay. Now, what I'm talking about here is, let's talk about the drop at ridge. That's the second line. Okay. You're gonna have to drop your ridge, because if you, can we get a close up? You're gonna have to drop your ridge, because if my ridge board was right here at the intersection of this X, okay, then it's gonna be sticking up above the plane of my rafters. And you gotta think ahead. So if I was to lay my roof decking, my ridge board would be sticking above my rafters. And you don't want that. Okay, so you gotta drop your ridge. And normally it's a 1/2 inch. That's why I got this blowed up right here. Can we pan to this right here? That's why I blew this up, okay? This is the 1/2 inch. If you look at the edge of my rafters, okay, and then you see where both of them come and they cross right here. However, if I place the top of my ridge board right there, it's gonna be too high. Okay. So normally for this size or this dimension lumber, 2x6 rafters, possibly even 2x8s, and even lower, you know, a 1/2 inch is enough. Just like what I got wrote over here. The drop at ridge varies depending on roof slope and ridge board thickness. You know, as the slope changing and your ridge board thickness change, then you might need more or less than a 1/2 inch. But basically for these 2x, 2x8s, 2x6s, 2x10s, yeah, a 1/2 inch drop is good enough. Okay, let's move on. So let's go back up here. So we got the total rise. Okay, total rise. Okay, total rise equals, okay, 5 foot 8 inches plus our 4 1/4, which is the stand or the half, minus a 1/2 inch. Come on down here, total rise. So we got the 6 foot. Once we added these two together, we got 6 foot. 6 foot and a quarter minus a 1/2 inch. Now the total rise is 5 foot 11 3/4. Okay, that's what we got. 5 foot 11 3/4. So this right here, from your top, from your exterior wall, from the top of your exterior wall up to the top of your ridge board is gonna be 5 foot 11 inches and 3/4. That's your total rise. Okay, that's your total rise. And so I hope I kept y'all enough for y'all can know what I'm talking about. Okay, I think I went over everything. So the difference between total rise and true rise. Okay, so like this information, subscribe, become my apprentice. Temple Builders.